Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Create Along stream. I shouldn't even say this week's stream because it's not the only stream we have this week. We had a stream Wednesday and it was lovely. Okay, I'm trying to make it so that the light, you know what? We'll just embrace the light coming in. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to another round of doing things creatively, hopefully. I'm Sarah. Hi, it's nice to see you. It's nice to be here. I hope that you are also enjoying being here thus far for the entire first minute of this stream. It's been a week. Welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time here. If you've never been to one of our create alongs, welcome. I hope that you have some water for hydration and also perhaps a cozy beverage of your choice. Tonight I have a lovely oolong tea, which I will also be enjoying. So, yes. Hello, welcome. Hello, JC Henry is here. Hello, hello. It's wonderful to see you. If you would like to introduce yourself in the chat and say hello and where you are writing from or creating from or just existing today, I'd love to know. I'd love to say hi to you. If not, if you're an introvert, like so many of us are, please do feel free to continue lurking in comfortable silence. This write along slash create along is here to be a space that is supportive and encouraging and nurturing for you and whatever you need out of this time. So yeah, it's quite a week. Um, I got a lot of writing done, surprisingly. I've got here, this is just from this morning. I wrote 5 pages this morning. It's pretty good for someone who's a very slow writer. I had a lot of other stuff going on today, but still got my writing in, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I also just have this never ending. Oh, hey, JC Henry says it's cloudy and getting dark on the East Coast. Hi, GCAT. It's good to see you. Welcome to tonight's stream. Yeah, I don't know. The to-do list is simultaneously very singular. So like I have to make progress on this project, but also I have 75,000 other things that are less important that at some point need to get done. Um and I have trouble regulating all of that because who doesn't have trouble regulating all that? Who's not busy? We are all we are all so incredibly busy. Flanny, hello. Welcome. It's a beautiful day here on the internet. I actually don't know that. I'm just saying that. I'm surmising it. I'm guessing it. I'm assuming it because this is kind of the limitation of my internet today. I have not been on social media. I have not been a lot of other places because I don't know. There's just a lot going on in the world and I'm already carrying a lot mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically. I don't know. Carrying a lot of molecules. I don't even know. But yeah, it feels like one of those weeks where it's one of those every weeks. So very, very busy, but also that's kind of the new normal. And it's been the new normal for a while, and it will probably continue to be the normal for a while. Yeah. So, how are you dealing with this? How are you doing? How is your heart? GCAT says I'm in Richmond, Virginia, eating a hummus and arugula sandwich. That sounds amazing. Plan on mining old journals for inspiration. Oh, I love that. I should do a like just a fun journaling session for our group at some point. Um, I keep some of you may know, all of you may know, or maybe nobody knows. I keep a series of journals, and I tend to like the blank pages, but I know a lot of people like the dot grid or line journals. But yeah, I just chronicle my life. It goes back and forth between being more of a sort of a bullet journal slash morning pages collective. Um, so yeah. Yeah, the sandwich sounds great. Growing arugula so it grows on everything. Well, that's great because arugula goes with every. You know what? I love it with goat cheese. I love arugula with goat cheese. And it sounds really good with hummus too. I haven't tried that, but I think now I'm going to have to. I have a little hydroponic herb garden. And I know arugula is not technically an herb, but I have like, basil and sage and a few other things. And I grow arugula on the one side every so often, and it's just so nice. It just complements so many things. So I am really glad you're enjoying your beautiful homegrown arugula. So usually Cyrus comes and sits next to me. Tonight I have Momo. I don't know if I can. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if you can see this fuzzy lump here. But Momo has joined me. Cyrus is the little black cat. Momo is our older cat who has 3 legs, and he's been extra snuggly lately. So, are you just cold, buddy? He's like, I don't have to answer that. So, oh, fantastic. So, yeah. Welcome. If you're still coming in, make yourselves comfortable. Let us know. I would love to know. You do not have to share this, but let us know what it is you are working on this evening, or you intend to work on, or you want to work on. And if you would like to be held accountable for that in any way. Oh, JC Henry says, hi, Momo. Momo's just like, what? Starting a new journal next week, first day of July. Oh, that's a great feeling. I have like I don't know if you saw this behind me when I tilted my screen down, but I've got all of my empty blank journals and notebooks here on the shelf behind me. So, oh, she keeps you accountable. I love that. Flanny says my fuzzy lump is hanging out right behind my desk chair, keeping me accountable. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I just need little animal friends in my life. Cats, dogs, lizards. I don't even care what they are. Um, I just love all of the animals. They make life just for me, I know it's very personal, but for me, little animal friends in my home make my life so much more enriched, even when they throw up everywhere. So I keep looking down on him because he's just, I'm not used to seeing him here. So, but yeah, I think tonight, so it sounds like some of you are Jimmy, hi. I love that. Jimmy says, I'm just being here holding myself accountable for existing. I think Jimmy, things have been hard lately, and you know this. I mean, well, everybody, I feel things have been hard for everybody. Health problem, like I actually before our stream, I fell asleep on the floor where I was taking a nap, not intentionally taking a nap. I was laying on the floor because I have 2 herniated discs in my lumbar region because I guess that's what happens when you get older. And it's just like, what is my life now, even? What is my life? What does it mean to live here day to day? And Jimmy, I feel like that is so wonderful of you to say. Just being here, holding myself accountable for existing. I've been working a lot on looking at acceptance and what that means. I know I've talked about this a little bit during our create alongs, but um, continuing to work through with acceptance. And I think that ties in with patience a little bit and just being okay, understanding that, we don't have to earn our right to exist. I know Jimmy has also been reading, I've been reading Oliver Berkman's Meditations for Mortals, which I highly recommend to each and every one of you. Um, and this is one idea that he puts forth in there is that often we feel like we have to earn our existence through productivity, through, some kind of penance, through martyrdom, whatever it is. And I don't know necessarily where we get that idea, but I definitely have it. I feel like I don't have as much of a right to be on this planet as everyone else, and I have to like work extra hard and prove that I deserve to be on this world. And we don't. You have deep intrinsic worth just by existing. So, Jimmy, thank you for that reminder this evening. Holding myself accountable for existing. I love that. Sorry, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. It's been a whole thing. It's been a thing. I've been sleeping a lot lately and being injured, being in pain, being debilitated, being sick, whatever it is, being busy, um, going through all the things. It can be really hard to feel like you deserve to exist, especially if you're asking a lot of other people. I struggle with this a lot. I'm in a place right now where like I can't lift anything, I can't stand, I can't walk. I basically like shuffle around the house until I can sit on the floor or lie on the floor again. It's pretty intense, and like Tim has been doing so much to pick up the slack around the house. So just from laundry to all the things. Well, and he was already doing the majority of the cooking because he's an excellent cook. Um, but yeah, making peace with existing and existing with other people and not feeling guilty about taking up space of your own and taking up space in their lives and asking for help. There's just a lot going on here. Cats, dogs, lizards, broccoli, Jimmy says. Yes. I was joking earlier. I am on this anti-inflammatory diet right now. I actually broke my diet earlier today because I had a cookie and some pizza. So I know. But largely I've been trying to eat anti-inflammatory. And so like at least one of my meals every day is like a big bowl of raw broccoli. And yep, that broccoli though. Yes. Cats, dogs, lizards, broccoli. The broccoli that is just sitting judgmentally on the counter where I cannot cut it. See, that's why we buy big bags of like pre-cut broccoli florets though. And then I can just pour them out of the bag like cereal. Working in space again, JC Henry. I love to hear that. Main characters returning to Earth after almost 20 years. Whoa. I'm really excited to see where this project goes. JC Henry, I get little snippets from you every single time I see you here for a create along, and I'm so curious how they're all going to add up. I cannot wait. And no pressure, of course. I don't want you to, obviously, don't rush or anything like that. I just want you to know I am very eager to see what this looks like when it's done. So I'm very excited for that. Yes, yes. Jimmy says, especially when you can't do as much as you would if you were healthy and you need help to do, yes, you need help to do what you think of as basic stuff. You start feeling useless. Yes. You start feeling useless. You start feeling helpless. You start feeling like you're not pulling your weight. You're not contributing. And like for me, and maybe Jimmy, I don't want to speak for you, but I know for a lot of us, you know, your worth gets tied up in that. Nobody wants to think of themselves as a burden. Nobody wants to impose, you know, especially if you're here in the Midwest. Like, we will go out of our way to avoid imposing on other people. Like, we won't ask the neighbor for a cup of sugar. We will walk to the grocery store in the rain and like buy a sack of sugar so that we don't have to impose on our neighbor to borrow a cup of sugar. So, that's how that works out here, I guess. But like, oh, JC Henry says thanks. You're welcome. I'm so excited for all of the things that the people in this community are creating and working toward, and you are absolutely one of those people. So, well, like Jimmy said earlier, Jimmy says, "Nope, that's me. You could definitely speak for me." Okay. It is it's hard here. It's hard. And I want to be very cognizant of the fact that things are really hard for a lot of people right now, and I don't want to put extra negativity out into the world if I can help it. So I don't want to like complain like, "Oh, I hurt so much," but I also want people to understand they're not alone. And that it's okay if you can't, if you haven't been able to write or create or draw or do any of those things that you used to enjoy doing, that's okay for right now. That's okay for right now. You can just exist. You can just take a deep breath and take up space, have some tea or water or whatever it is, a little treat for yourself. For me, anti-inflammatory. I've been drinking green and oolong teas because they're anti-inflammatory. Because I'm desperate to stop hurting. So, so yeah, you can take up space. I mean, this world is yours as much as it is anyone else's, no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what anyone might tell you. You have a right to take up space and exist, even if you don't feel like you are contributing right now, even if you feel like you are a burden, which I can tell you, to the people who love you and care about you, you are not a burden. And I'm saying that as much to myself as any of you who need to hear it. So, my friends, hello, hi, welcome to the stream. If you've never been to one of these before, I am Sarah Werner. I am a writer and podcaster. I used to be a speaker back when I could stand up and speak. Now I'm sitting on the floor because I have a spine injury. Um, JC Henry says, I think I'm going to make a tea called Black Dragon. That sounds amazing. This is amazing. Okay, I want you to make that tea and just enjoy the heck out of it. And I feel like hopefully it will fuel. I know that like sci-fi and fantasy are often like two sides of one coin. So hopefully the dragon essence will fuel your writing tonight with your sci-fi. Ah. So yeah. Oh, hey. BA is here. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I'm very glad you're here. We're just chatting about what it means to exist and take up space and how we don't have to earn our way to the right to exist in the world. We can just simply take up space and be and exist. And I know that's really hard for a lot of us, at least here in the United States. I don't know if this is a global thing or, you know, how far its insidious reaches may go. So, but hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. The way this works. Oh no. Oh no. BA says I take up space very well. My ex told me so. Oh no. I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry, but you said that very cleverly, so I like that. Um so yeah, if you've never been to one of these before, basically what we do is we hang out together in this space. I mute the chat, but you're still welcome to chat on if you're coming here from YouTube or Twitch, wherever it is you are streaming. Please continue to chat in the chat boxes. I will be here doing a little bit of writing. I'm going to mute myself so that you don't hear me scribbling and sipping and sneezing and all of that gross stuff. But you'll be able to see me here, and hopefully that will help you stay at least a little bit accountable. I have ADHD. I talk to a lot of other adults who have ADHD, and accountability or body doubling is often a strategy that we can use. Even if you don't have ADHD, it can be useful to inspire you to continue working on something. It can inspire you to stay focused on your work if you see that it's what everyone else is doing. Everyone else, I guess, in this point being me. So, oh, I'm not a huge narcissist, I promise. So basically, we're going to write together / create together, depending on what it is you're doing, / exist together. And, you know, we could get into semantics, but I think that even just existing is a creative act. So there you go, Jimmy. You're being creative whether you want to or not. So we'll do that here until 8:45 p.m. Central. So that's like the next hour and 20 minutes, which at least for me is a good time for that's a good creation amount of time for me. Um, if I have anything less than an hour, I'm so slow. You guys, I'm so slow that it takes me a long time to get into my work. And so I know other writers do 20-minute sprints or 15-minute sprints. For me, it's got to be an hour and 20 minutes. So just thank you for being here with me through that. If you need to set your own 20-minute sprints or 25-minute sprints, if you're a Pomodoro fan, I encourage you to do that. Whatever it is you need to support yourself through this evening and to get done what it is you would like to get done this evening. So thank you for being here as always. We do these every Wednesday and Friday evening, and I encourage you to please join us whenever you can. If you need a space to do some creative work, if you just need to mark off time on your calendar and say, I have a very important meeting, and then come to the stream just to get away from things, I'm a big advocate of that as well. So, however, you need to use this time and space, this is for you. All right, my friends. Does everybody have their pen slash laptop slash cup of tea? I'm excited about that Black Dragon tea, JC Henry. I'm very excited for that for you. I've got my pen here. Tim, my husband and partner, gave me a really beautiful pen for Christmas, and I've been using it every day. So I've gone through many refills, yes. Um, but I'll be doing some handwriting tonight, some journaling. I think I'm going to work a little bit more on Girl in Space as well. If you'd like to update us with what you're doing and what you're working on. Oh, good. Okay. BA says ready. Yes. Yes. I love it. Keep us posted in the chat with how you're doing. And then we'll all come back here at 8:45 p.m. Central Time. So that's just about an hour and 20 minutes and talk about how things went. If you did some writing, how did that go? Did you run into any roadblocks? If you did some sketching or knitting, we have a few hardcore crocheters in this group. Whatever it is, or even just existing, talk about how it went. All right, I'm going to go ahead here and mute myself, and let's do this. Let's get to work. writers, creators, friends who exist. Doing? How was that? It's that time of writing slash creating slash existing slash drinking tea slash enjoying a Friday night or afternoon or evening or Saturday morning, depending on where you are. How are folks feeling? I just realized my video looks a little bit different. I don't have I usually have a light plugged in here because it tends to get dark in here uh when the sun sets, but that's fine. We don't need an extra lamp tonight. That's fine. You didn't notice. Good. Thank you, BA. I appreciate it. Thank you. How did that time go for folks? I got a lot done. I got a lot written here. I didn't get to work on Girl in Space, but I think that's okay because I left off at a really good point this morning where I'll be able to start fresh tomorrow and just like pick it up in a good spot. So I'm actually feeling really good about that. And I think for me, 5 pages is pretty, for me, that's pretty good for a day. I know some of you write thousands of words every day and you're incredible and I don't understand how you do it. But that is my ability, my limits that I'm able to do. But yeah, I ended up doing some journaling and I'm working on some stuff for my business and some new initiatives, content creation wise. So I don't know, it was just a nice chill time. You may have seen Cyrus joined us, so now we have Mo on the floor here and Cyrus is over here on the easy chair. He tried to sit on top of my laptop, which was a little bit of a disaster. But he's very scoop upable, and so I scooped him up and replanted him over here. So good. JC Henry says that went faster than I thought. I like what I did and will continue for another hour or so. I love that. I love that. And how was your tea? BA says journaling, I won't doom dump, but let's just say an old friend has made an effort, oh gosh, to get back into my good graces and I'm conflicted. So I was working my way through that, but all is well. Oh, that is a lot, especially if again, yeah, we won't get into it. But oh boy. Yeah. At what point do we open the door and forgive slash reopen ourselves up to hurt? Yeah, there's it sounds like there's a lot going on there and there's a lot to consider. So I'm glad you got to use this time to sort of work through that. A lot of times, at least this is something that I'm not good at doing is I tell myself I'm going to think about something and then I don't actually set aside the intentional time to like think it through. So it sounds like you used this time to actually like work through, maybe write through some of your thoughts on that. So JC Henry says the tea was good, maybe a little overbrewed, but I can drink it. Ugh, there's that point. There's that point, at least for me, with like black tea. Well, any kind of caffeinated tea, at least for me, can get to a point where it does get overbrewed if I leave the tea bag in a little too long, or if I let it steep for too long, and it gets that kind of acrid, acidic, tannin kind of taste. Um, I am such a nerd. Okay, so on my Fitbit, I have a series of like timers that I use for different things throughout the day. I have a special one for tea, and I have one for oolong tea, and I have one for black tea. I don't have one for green tea, but I've only just recently started drinking green tea regularly for the anti-inflammatory stuff. So, oh, really? BA says my dad loved that taste, that really acrid, bitter taste. It definitely has its place. I don't know if I seek it out necessarily with tea, but I love a bitter coffee. I love a bitter coffee. Um I don't know. I don't know if that's weird. I don't know. I guess, there's no accounting for taste, right? That's a thing. Um, yeah, I love a bitter coffee. People tell me like, "Oh, you should try cold brew because it's so smooth and gentle and you don't even notice it." And I'm like, "No, when I drink coffee, I want it to slam into my tongue, and that's how I wake up." I want to be blindsided by extreme flavor. So I totally get that. Do you really? Oh yeah, cinnamon anemone, which is just so fun to say. Says I love my coffee bitter too. I can't stand sour coffee. And BA says I'm anti-bitter. I'm a sour girl. Oh man, I like sour candy. But like when tea and coffee get a little bit sour, that's I like the bitter and the sour is a little much for me. But I'm like that like sour beers and stuff like not a big fan of those either, but I do love sour candy. I think it's because when I eat sour candy, I want the little hit of sour and I expect it. And maybe I don't always expect that from coffee or tea. I don't know. JC Henry says I like strong coffee, but not sure if it is bitter or not. And maybe that's oh Poxy, hey. I'm so glad you're here. Well, I'm so glad everyone is here. But yeah, thanks for in. Um, we're just talking randomly about tea and coffee. I finished my tea and then I don't know how people feel about this, but generally with this oolong in particular, I like the second steeping. And I know that's like for some people that's cool, for some people that's not cool, but like for whatever reason when you steep this oolong, it is the orchid oolong from Art of Tea. When I steep it a second time, it's just got this like lovely, gentle floral warmth. I love the floral too. And so I re-steeped it. I'm such a nerd, okay? And I'm also not as like materialist maybe as it looks like I am with all my little gadgets and stuff, but a friend gave me this it's a special tea kettle, like a travel tea kettle. And like you just put hot water in it and it pours out like a tea kettle and it's really perfect. So if you ever see me not getting up and using that, that's because I'm not getting up because I have my little tea kettle here for my second steeping. Things you didn't want to know about me on a Friday. That's what this is. Oh, yikes. BA says I've received tongue burns from citrus and malic acid, but I wasn't put off by the taste, just the after effect. Oh, raspberry tea. Poxy, I haven't done that. I haven't done a second steeping with like a raspberry tea. The oolong, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I like the first steeping. It's good. And I know that's where like most of the caffeine goes. And so it's like, yeah, okay, I enjoy the caffeine. And sometimes like on evenings like this, sometimes I need the caffeine. Um, but the second steeping is just so delicate. Lanny says, not a lot written, but I got some planning done for something I'd started earlier in June. That's fantastic. I thought maybe I'd lost the passion for it, but it's back. Flanny, that is wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Similarly, I know not everything's about me, but I do want to tell you that I relate to this. I've had this project floating around in my head for a long time now. And it was just tonight that I sat down and actually started to sketch out what it would look like, and like where I would need to start and what it would look like to keep it sustainable. So I very much appreciate that. I appreciate that. And thank you for sharing that with us. Yes. Oh, a farmer's market. Poxy says near my house, local farmer makes homemade tea. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am very, very envious of that. Oh my gosh. I made the mistake one year of planting mint in the backyard here. And if you don't know, mint will take over your entire lawn. It will take over your herb garden and then it will take over your lawn, and then it will take over the rest of the world. And so I planted it because I wanted to make my own tea, but I got so sick of dealing with mint that I never actually made my own tea from it, and I ripped all the mint out. So, yes. Oh, really? Cinnamon anemone. Do you want to come over my house and kill all the mint? Expert at killing mint. I can't keep mint alive no matter what I do. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe it's just like I'm here in the like northern Midwest, and so maybe it's something here like our soil is very mint friendly or something maybe. Um but next time I need some mint murdered, I'm gonna ask you about it. Like, yes, can you please come take care of my mint problem? You're like an exterminator for unwanted herbs. Really? Hot peppers? Does it really? Okay, BA says hot peppers will do the same thing. If you plant hot peppers in close proximity to other veggies, they'll impart the spiciness onto other crops. I didn't even know that was a thing. I know the spicy factor is capsaicin. Is that right? I might not even be right on that. But yes, wanted and unwanted herbs. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, that's fantastic. You learned that the hard way. Oh my gosh, yeah. What if you ended up with like some spice? Actually, spicy zucchini might be good. Whatever, I don't know. But I can also see that you would definitely not want that for certain other things. Like if you're growing raspberry. Well, I don't know, spicy raspberries? Yeah, I would eat the spicy zucchini. Spicy cucumbers would be strange. But like then you could make spicy pickles. That might be delicious. Spicy raspberries you could like use in like eclectic desserts. I don't think spicy rhubarb would be good. Again, rhubarb here grows like crazy. So anyway, sorry, I'm not gonna this is not gardening hour with Sarah. Um oh, a spicy raspberry margarita. Yes. That would be amazing. I'm very much I would drink that. Yes. Yes, I would. Oh, morning glories. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't yeah. BA says, I remember my neighbor loved planting morning glories. That plant is incredibly invasive. It is. If we didn't weed out the morning glories, they would choke out our tomato plants. And coming from an Italian family, tomatoes are super important. Yes. We, a few years ago, this is like a whole thing, but about 2/3 of our lawn right now is bindweed, which is a relative of the morning glory. Like I always think of morning glories as like that deep, beautiful blue or that pink color. And we have like tiny versions that are white with a little pink center. And that's like 2/3 of our lawn right now. And, the bees seem to like it. The bugs seem to like it. And I suppose I should rip it out. But it's been established here for years now. I don't know. Bradford pear scourge. I don't even know what that is. Unfortunately, I actually like them. I don't even know what Bradford pear is. So is it like unwanted pear trees growing and producing delicious fruit in your yard? Oh, super invasive trees. Okay, so maybe they're knocking out like the more local stuff. But still, I love a pear. And a pear and spicy raspberry together might be also extremely delicious. Oh, they don't produce edible fruit. Oh, okay, that I get. Oh, they're just ornamental. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, I would eat all of those pears, but oh, shallow root system. Oh, look at this. I'm learning so much tonight. This is fantastic. Oh, I love this. I love this. Oh, good. GCat says, much better than me by myself worrying about things of the world. Yes. Yes, GCat. I very much feel that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Jimmy, no, you did not. Jimmy says, I used to write romantasy novels under the pen name Spicy Raspberry Margarita. Oh my gosh. Actually, you know what though? If you did that, I would applaud you. I really would. My good friend Spicy Raspberry Margarita. Oh, please do that. Yes. And just when you go to publish your romantasy novels, uh well, I'm not even we won't even go into like sorry, there was this whole scandal of something something. We won't go into that right now. You're not here for book publishing gossip and you probably already know about it anyway. So I won't be telling you anything you don't already know. Yes, romantasy. Yes, get that money. Yes. I actually thought about that really early on in my career. Romantasy wasn't a thing yet. We're talking many years ago. And it was just right when like urban fantasy was really starting to pick up, which I think then transitioned into in a way into the romantasy. But I have some friends who are authors who write romances and they make bank. They make extremely good money. They get paid very nicely. So, I'm just saying. I know that very few of us get into writing to like make the big bucks, but there's also writers who make the big bucks. It is a success to the urban fantasy craze, is it? I I said that it's not a founded fact, but it's just something that I've maybe theorized on my own, but it's very validating. Thank you. Yes, romance was the genre that your mother loved. Yes. Yeah, growing up, like, I don't know relatively how old I am compared to other people, but like, it was the big romances. And then later on, like, urban fantasy was the big thing. And, but yeah, I think they all go back to that romance base because that was already a really broad genre. Like, there's so many different subgenres of romance. Um, which we won't also go into now because that could be oh my gosh, and then there's Sarah Moss. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're one of the readers? Yes. I am one of them, JC Henry says. Cinnamon and Enemy says, my mom reads science fiction and murder mysteries. Oh, Poxy, I know. I wonder if they're also science fiction murder mysteries, like in the same like genre blend. Like I love well, I love I love a good mystery. I love a good sci-fi, and I want them together in a perfect book. Poxy says, "I'm in my rom-com era, and now I can't read anything else." It's a good time to read rom-coms. To be honest, like I am feeling that it is. Yes, yes, it is. It is a good time to escape into something that is lovely and I don't know, heartwarming. I don't know if that's the right word. Cozy, heartwarming. There's just something about a rom-com that feels very grounded and safe. And when times are tough, I feel like that can be a very compelling genre to like look to. I'd never read an Emily Henry novel, and I just finished reading Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. So I now have I've opened that door, and so I now have the rest of her books and then all of the bookalikes uh that are out there. First novel title from Jimmy, writing as Spicy Raspberry Margarita, The Pairing of Douglas. That's very good. That's very good. Pairing as in Pair. That's very good. Oh, JC Henry. I feel like we're on the same wavelength here. JC Henry says that is my next space story. There is a murder, a whodunit, and howdunit. Um, yes. I'm very excited. Very excited. A lot of audiobooks. Okay though. Wow, you've read 30 books. Wow, out of your 50 book goal for the year. I've read I think I'm on 20 out of my 50 book goal. I don't know, it's weird. I read giant epics and then I read like little 2-day murder mysteries and it's like I don't even know. What is a book? But I feel that with the audiobooks, thankfully, our library system here is really good with They have a huge audiobook collection, and through Libby, I can check them out and listen to them, and it's amazing because if I try to buy all those audiobooks, I would have significantly less money than I do now. Oh gosh, Poxy says I have an hour commute to work every day, so I go through books very quickly. Oh my gosh, an hour commute. Oh my gosh. It's so that's incredible to me. I'm sorry. That is like, and I say that as somebody who has the privilege of like, I work from home. Actually, I work from this very little setup here. This is where I do my work during the day at my little desk on the floor here. Um, but even before this, I worked at a marketing company that was, if I rode my bike, it was just 5 minutes that way. But wow. So like an hour commute is just, that's like completely alien to me. Wow. But yeah, I can imagine you would get a lot of books read. Ooh, audiobooks at 2 times speed after you get used to the speed. Oh, interesting. You'd be surprised how easy it becomes and how much you return. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I guess, honestly, our brains can acclimate to anything. And like if you adapt to the 2x speed, struggling with audiobooks, Cinnamon Enemy says. Can't figure out why the narration bothers me. Oh, more than narrative podcasts. For me, it depends on the narrator. Um, I just I forget what I just that's not a good sign that I just like immediately forgot what book it was that I just listened to, but I thought it was I don't know. And it's different too like when they hire like somebody really good. I've even noticed now in a few of the audiobooks I've listened to, they have like different narrators for different characters. So it's like kind of almost like, oh, is this like bordering on being an audio drama? Is this like, yeah. So I don't know. For me, like that narrator, though, if a good or bad narrator can make or break the story for me, very, very much. Gosh, BA. Yeah. 1 to 2 books a week. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's, yeah. The drive is something you had to get used to. Not too bad. Oh, okay. I mean, as long as you're not like in LA traffic, like just sitting there in the boiling heat, like that is a nightmare to me, an inescapable nightmare. So I'm glad that that's not your situation and that you have some like agency to pick different routes. Oh, interesting. That's a great idea. Poxy says, I love a dual narration for the audiobooks. I'm to the point where I go through the VA, the voice actors' profiles, to find my next read. That's a great idea. Oh, BA, you're in Chicago traffic. I'm very sorry. I have a very short experience with Chicago traffic. I lived in the Ukrainian village for a short time. And honestly, I didn't have a car. So if I didn't want to cram myself onto the bus, I would like seriously just take an hour and like walk to my job. Because it was just, yeah. Oh, I love Murderbot. Lock Tomb, Memory Called Empire, after being pestered by my friend. Oh, you didn't enjoy them. You like the stories, but not the voicing. Interesting. I haven't heard the Murderbot. I haven't heard the Murderbot one. Memory Called Empire, I would like to listen to an audiobook for because the book, for whatever reason, feels intimidating to me. And I feel like if somebody would just read it to me, then I could like ease into it and get into it. But interesting. Interesting. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. My friends, this is so nice. Thank you for spending your Friday evening slash Friday afternoon slash Saturday morning, wherever you are. Thank you for spending this time with me, with this group, in this space. Oh, you didn't find the story intimidating. It was accessible. Okay. I need to give it another try. I get that mixed up with I get the Memory Called Empire mixed up with the Ancillary Justice books. So maybe it was those I had a harder time getting into. Oh, not as oh. Yeah, it does strike me as being dense. So that's actually really good to know. I could seriously sit on here and talk about books and audiobooks and stories forever. You liked Murderbot? Was that JC Henry? Was that the audio book version? So, okay. I'm going to go and put on sweatpants and fall down. I have this little setup in the next room where I have a lumbar pillow and I just lay on the floor and like my back relaxes because sitting is just kind of uncomfortable, which is a little disappointing. JC Henry says, "Good night, all. Have a great weekend." That's right. It is Friday. Yes, you went to sweatpants a few hours ago. Yes, it is sweatpants time for me as well. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. If you end up doing some writing or creating, let us know how it goes. Um, but in the meantime, we do these ride-alongs every Wednesday and Friday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. If you'd like to join us, you are always welcome. It's just a chill way to wind down the day, get a little bit of work in on your creative project slash crocheting slash existing slash baking cupcakes slash whatever it is that you are doing. Um, so yeah, please do consider joining us again. And in the meantime, just yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, and happy writing and creating. All right. Bye for now.